I am so happy to welcome back to the channel my husband.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
You bet. Thanks for being on. We are here to talk to you about one of the best decisions we think we have ever made for our family.
Yeah.
So, what could it be? You're going to have to stay tuned and find out. Several years ago, our Sundays looked pretty much like any other day of the week. We certainly went to Mass. That was a given. But the rest of the day pretty much looked like other days of the week in terms of errands or yard work, people just kind of doing their things and doing what they would have done on a Tuesday or on a Saturday. But I don't remember what it was that between one or the other of us just said, wait, we need to make a change. And so we started to do things differently. Sundays looked different. And do you remember what got this thought going?
Boy, I can't because it was so long ago now. It's like a distant memory.
Yeah.
But certainly, I would agree with your assessment that, boy, I can't even imagine doing it the other way again.
Yeah. So we decided to do things differently. And it wasn't necessarily an original idea to do things differently and to rest on the Sabbath, because God told us to a long time ago. And I am going to read this from Exodus. This is from chapter 31, verses 14 and 15. Therefore, you must keep the Sabbath as something sacred. Whoever desecrates it shall be put to death. If anyone does work on that day, he must be rooted out of his people. 6 days there are for doing work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of complete rest, sacred to the Lord. So this dawned on us, or it really internalized somehow for us so long ago. And we started doing some, things differently. We went to Mass, and then, as usual, we had breakfast together, but then there was a shift. And it wasn't so much about us doing our own things and doing errands and running out to the store or anything like that. I mean, we started to, we kind of reined everyone in and said, this is our family time. We stopped planning extra things for on Sundays, and we did things together as a family. We started to play board games and card games, and we really started to protect our time together as a family.
Yeah, absolutely. It was it was an easy change to make at the time, and took a little bit of getting used to because you were kind of tempted to do this or do that on a Sunday, but eventually it really took off, and now I can't even imagine what Sundays would be like. I mean, I look so forward to Sunday. It's like a vacation day almost during the week, and it's so nice. You can let your hair down, relax, and not have to worry about all the other things. Like you mentioned, 6 days a week you have to do those items.
Right, absolutely. I like the way you put that. And I'm pulling up here the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and it definitely reminds us of what Sunday is about in paragraph 2177. The Sunday celebration of the Lord's Day and His Eucharist is at the heart of the Church's life. Sunday is the day on which the Paschal Mystery is celebrated in light of the Apostolic tradition and is to be observed as the foremost holy day of obligation in the universal Church. So that's first and foremost, of course, and that's what that third commandment means. But it also reminds us to rest. So it says in paragraph 2172, God's action, referring to His day of rest after He created the world, God's action is the model for human action. If God rested and was refreshed on the seventh day, man too ought to rest and should let others, especially the poor, be refreshed. The Sabbath brings everyday work to a halt and provides a respite. It is a day of protest against the servitude of work and the worship of money. So I think that that is such a great reminder, and something that we learned to do. And as I said, we never looked back. It was just a great decision for our family. I feel like God had it right.
Exactly. And the one thing that gets lost in the shuffle is that if you are not doing the Sunday thing, everything kind of blends together, and especially with all of the turmoil going on in the world today and this and that. I mean, you do need a day to kind of push that that stuff aside and focus on what's important, which is your family and your children. And even though back when we started this, most of our kids were still home yet, and now that they're almost all moved out, it's still nice to separate the rest of your life from the Sunday day. It's definitely a very important to be able to not think about that stuff and focus on what's important on that day.
Right, and that's a good point too, because it's not just about how you organize your family and your week with your children, but as just as a couple. By family can just mean the husband and wife at home, a single person, how you approach Sunday.
Yes.
God told us to, so we ought to do it.
Right.
And we've seen nothing but benefits.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a blessing for sure. And every Sunday when I'm sitting on the couch with my feet up, I'm going, wow, this is great.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. All right, Mary, Queen of Heaven, pray for us. Saint Elizabeth, pray for us.